Welcome back to NXL E1. This is 2025. We're in the shadow of Raymond James Stadium. I'm Matt Falby. I'm here joined by Phil. Phil, want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Phil, playing with the new Miami Effect here, representing ProPeptides, mypropeptides.com. You got any questions, check them out.
Phil's here with Miami Effect. Are you ever going to sell your jerseys? Those jerseys are sweet.
Yeah. We will. We're working with Hormesis. They did an awesome job on these. But they'll be the place to check.
Get them up online. I'll be checking for them.
For sure.
All right, we are into semifinals action here. We got TPPCREW taking on WYLDSIDE Distortion. On the backside of that, we're going to watch Shut Up We're Trying versus BR Factory. BR Factory with a great move through the prelims. I also going to give a shout out to Shut Up We're Trying, knocking off one of the Titans that we thought coming into this weekend, which is New York Wrecking Crew. So punching their tickets to late into Sunday. TPPCREW has looked dominant today. Not that WYLDSIDE can't stop them. And we are off. WYLDSIDE Distortion on your left. Looks like they're 5 alive. They're aggressively up into the Dorito 2 right off the bat.
All right. Yeah, it looks like everyone's loving this middle tower here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of action up the middle so far this weekend. First player walking off for TPPCREW. TPPCREW at the Snake Tower up the middle. They've got both mini temples and the home hot. They're also pretty far up the Dorito side. Looks like they're doing a good job holding TPPCREW from getting into the Snake.
Oh, there he goes. Just got in there.
Distortion into Snake 1.
Distortion's center tower there was pretty committed to the D side.
Yeah, that center tower can do both jobs. It can really hold down on the D side, and it can do a good job stopping entry into the Snake. Another TPPCREW player walking off. WYLDSIDE player walking off.
Yeah. Let's see what he does here. A lot of people cutting inside there, going up just like that to get those better shots. No.
All right, good first point. We're going to flip over to the next match. We're going to watch Shut Up We're Trying versus BR Factory. Shut Up We're Trying with a real, I'm not going to say miracle, that's too much, but a real dominant win. They did great to take on New York Wrecking Crew. Congratulations to them getting deep into the playoffs. They're going to take on BR Factory. BR Factory's also obviously looked deadly this weekend. If they didn't, they wouldn't be this deep into the playoffs. All right, Shut Up You're Trying on the left. They're going to be in that green and black jersey. BR Factory on the right in the gray jersey with the red trim.
Yeah, I'm curious about how they're going to play this one. Just watching how they did here in their last game against Collision.
Early aggression up the middle by BR Factory. Yeah. It's going to pay off. They take that Snake Tower.
They've got another one.
Oh, there you go. Shut Up You're Trying. The situation is getting worse by the moment. Home. Mini Temple. Home is now taking a walk. Yeah. BR Factory's already calling the story time call.
It's not a good spot for Shut Up We're Trying right now.
I would say the reward for being the most survivable player on your team is usually to get bunkered by 4 people at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I somehow find myself in that position.
You've been there once or twice?
A couple times.
That's shots fired at his Miami Effect teammates right there.
No. Other teams. Let's call other teams.
Sure. Just blink twice at me if it's kind of a hostage situation if you want a Miami Effect.
No, we're learning. We're putting it all together, having fun, but definitely learning curve here with everybody. And some of these guys out here, Collision, for one, they taught us some lessons this weekend. So I'm loving seeing how these teams like Distortion, I mean, they taught us some lessons too, and these guys are solid players, and watching how they're playing this field has been something cool to see, because we definitely came into this from a different angle. So, oh, right.
Is there a barrel hit? There is a barrel hit.
2 walking off over there.
That looks like that might have been Hogue taking the walk. All right, so that's TTP on your right. He's about to blow up that snake player. No, he manages to live. He does take out the mini temple behind him, though. WYLDSIDE under a lot of pressure. He's about to get bunkered highway by the TPP player, and that's it. He's going to close it out.
Oh, solid push on that there.
Wow. TPPCREW, they're continuing their dominance. They went 4-0 in the prelims. Obviously, they beat what was in front of them to get here, and they've just looked so good doing it.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any of these field switches here, D-side and snake side, with them both wearing such similar jerseys.
Yeah, it's causing us confusion.
Yeah.
It's causing me to pause. I'm like, wait a second. What am I
looking at?
Shut Up, We're Trying doing us the solid of wearing bright green jerseys. It makes our job a lot easier.
Let's see if they have an answer to that last push right up the middle there.
BR Factory strolling off to the left. Look how many pods on the back of number 7 there. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah, he's ready to play some paintball.
My back would just shatter under that load.
He's probably not playing snake.
Yes, yeah, good call.
Let's see if these Shut Up, We're Trying guys aim up the middle this time. Yep.
BR Factory goes for the snake on the break. A little bit risky, but it pays off.
We got 5 up on each side.
5 alive, both sides, although ref going in to check the backside of Shut Up, We're Trying. So Ronnie Tyner in here in the snake doing some work. He's got back up in that tower. It looks like they're kind of in a lockdown mode. They're really not pushing. I wouldn't mind seeing Ronnie go ahead and just be adventurous, get up the snake, but they seem pretty content to just go in lockup mode right here.
Yeah, we saw a lot of players playing this S2 this weekend. It was a little bit surprising to us coming in from practice, and maybe it was a little bit of a field layout difference, but a lot of the bounce shots and things in that S2 at practice were not the same as it seems to be playing here at this event. So
off that mini cake behind him? You're saying bouncing a mini cake into his back?
Whatever way, either inside or outside. The guys at practice were dying a lot there.
Yeah.
But seeing them this weekend, they've been getting there and they've been staying, getting some shots out of there.
The bounce shots I've been seeing work this weekend so far have been up here at the 50 brick off that mini wall.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of players have been moving into the Snake 3 on the opposite side to avoid that and get better shots.
BR is going to slide down to this snake corner mini Dorito. Tyner makes a little bump up, looking Dorito side. Still 5 alive, both teams. Kind of unusual this late in a point. Home is getting a check for BR on his head, called clean. Now a counter move by Shut Up, We're Trying. They're into the snake. They're going to the mini brick at snake 1. He got past that tower gunner of BR Factory that was supposed to stop that from happening.
Yep. Let's see if he can get high enough and keep him contained there.
Again, a lot of patience here by Ronnie, number 32 at BR Factory. He's got his gun looking that way, but he's really not doing much shooting. It's almost like he set up a trap. But from this distance, the trap play is kind of difficult. Somebody can still get through it.
Yeah, it looks like he may be looking at that D3 to 50 cut there. But Shut Up, We're Trying's not in that D3 bunker.
Nope. And BR has now lost their snake tower. Again, if I'm the BR coach, I'm silently screaming, Ronnie, move. Well, he may have given Ronnie this assignment, but I would want him to move up to this brick, start doing damage, Go hunting.
Yeah, he should be able to get in there. If
BR loses their home, they may be losing their mini temple on the Dorito side. No, he's clean.
So Shut Up, We're Trying in that middle bunker there, may be putting the pressure on number 32 here. And there he goes, right into D3. Shut Up, We're Trying moved up right through this apparent gap there.
That's what Ronnie was supposed to catch, and it didn't work. He's going to do a drop back. This is a very different game plan, even for BR. I haven't seen other teams do this, and I haven't seen BR do this. This is a very interesting use of the snake. Most teams are using it to aggressively get to the brick.
Oh, just got the D-side mini tower out.
Well, BR just lost their mini tempo on the Dorito side. That means it's just these two snake players. And they've got doubled up, Shut Up, We're Trying players in front of them. They don't know it. Ronnie's going to take a walk. That's going to be it.
Yeah, so Shut Up, We're Trying definitely have the way to play it slow is the answer to BR's aggression. So
So I'm not a coach. Nobody wants me as their coach. Let's be really clear about that right now. But that was a weird assignment that was given, I'm assuming, to Ronnie and to the BR Factory over here in the Snake. They did not they got into it. They even doubled up into it, but they didn't push it like I've seen all the other teams push it. They kind of used it as some kind of a hold or trap side, which also was weird because they clearly only sent Ronnie out with 3 or 4 pods. So it's not even easy to hold a lane for that long when you only got a couple pods on you.
Yeah, you're kind of in a trap setting mode at that point.
Yeah.
Very different than their first play there. Definitely worked much better for them on the aggression.
All right, we are going to go back over to the WYLDSIDE TPPCREW game. TPPCREW is going to be on your left. WYLDSIDE is going to be on your right. Crew looking dominant at everything they've done this weekend, to be really honest.
20 seconds.
All right, Distortion pushing into those Doritos a little quicker than normal, and also TPP all the way up.
TPPCREW kind of with whatever option they want to do. They're up a couple points. They can take risks. They're doubled up on that Dorito side now, D1 and D2.
One thing I know about the Distortion guys is you can never count them out. They can be down several points and turn on that aggression, and their coach really knows how to decide when to do that, and these guys can follow direction super well. I've played them many, many times.
Well, this is not a must-win point, but it's approaching a must-win point for Distortion. They're going to go down 3-0. They could go down 3-0. Don't get me wrong. If they go down 3-0, then their coach is going to have to pull out something different because they can't afford to go any further in the hole on that one. If they can win this point, a 1-2 gap is nothing for WYLDSIDE. So this is a big, big point here.
You got a lot of time left.
Yep.
See, they're very well aware of where they're at in the Snake and what they're pushing. Oop, they seem to miss that move right there.
Yeah, I got right
an over-the-top shot on that tower. Wow. A lot of guys are having to make a jump shot for that, but number 5 here, what's his name?
That's Luis Rafael.
It looks like he's just tall enough to have that.
That tall privilege kicking in, something I wouldn't know about.
Yep.
Oh,
they're well aware that he's there now. Got home out of there, too.
Wow, he's doing a great job popping over the top, putting off maybe 2 balls and getting the kills.
Yep. Let's see if he's going to get the God bunker.
For WYLDSIDE, it just goes from grim to grimmer. They're going to drop this point.
Oh, that was a 4-pack for Rafael.
Wow, WYLDSIDE coach is now being put into a corner, right? He's going to have he's got a lot of time. Time is not really an issue yet, but down by 3 points.
Yep.
What you're not getting for WYLDSIDE is you're not getting kills on the break. And that's unfortunate because TPPCREW is attempting to make runs like into the Dorito side. Mm-hmm. They're not shy about making runs. They're not winning this because they're like triple gunning up at home. So there should be opportunities for WYLDSIDE to get some kills on the run out.
There's a lot of lanes from home, but they're kind of unconventional lanes. You got to play in the space, or you got to take those inside up the gut shots. And we noticed that a lot this weekend. Once we started moving up the gut, we had better laning. When we were trying to go wide, the teams would just stay in the pocket, and our lanes were useless. So let's see if they adjust. Iannucci will probably adjust the game plan here. So I would expect that next point to be quite a bit different.
Well, knotted up at 1-1, 10.5 on the clock. This is essentially a fresh game.
Looks like they're going more aggression. Yep. Going back to that first play, and Shut Up or Trying's matching it.
There's going to be a trade right here. Clean trade, no problem. So both teams essentially tied up. No, as they say that, Shut Up or Trying loses a player from the mini temple. 3 bodies left, 3 on 4.
See, where's their Dorito side guy? Oh, where's the third guy? Shut up, we're trying there.
That may be it. It
Yep,
might just be
just
two
two.
players left.
2 on 4.
Yeah.
So they snuck one guy off.
Into the D1 now. Better spread. Unfortunately, if this snake wraps here for BR Factory, that home is going to die. It doesn't matter if the Dorito's looking this way.
Yep, he needs to get out to that God bunker.
He's not going to make it.
Nope.
He's done now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They've seen enough. They're going to towel out of this one. Shut up. We're trying. Going to drop to 1 and 2. For WYLDSIDE Distortion, your backs are against the wall. You're down by 3 points late on Sunday. I mean, the only good news is you got plenty of time. It's salvageable. If they can win this point and do it to 1 on 3, then there's plenty of time. It's salvageable. Obviously, they drop this point. It's almost a foregone conclusion.
Yep, I expect John to be making some different calls in there right now.
Well, the winner of this match is going to move over to the pro field to play for the finals. On the backside of this, you're going to see Dallas 5 versus New Jersey High Rollers and Heroines versus Femme Fatales. Also trying to determine who moves on to the final game.
Oh, Unger running in there late.
WYLDSIDE Distortion with a good spread. They're going to lose their Dorito runner, though.
Yep.
And they're both Dorito
man.
runners. Oh, this is awful for WYLDSIDE.
And it looks like 5 on 3.
There might be a hopper hit over there, or it could be rubbed for the TPP. Yeah, that's going to be a
penalty. Yep.
hopper hit with a minor.
And another one.
Well, now, by the way, so these European refs, they like to throw flags in coordination.
Got
so
it.
if one ref throws it, your buddy is supposed to throw it to make sure the opposing team sees it.
I see.
It does cause confusion.
Well, oh, there's a shot right on under. Where'd that one come from? The corner there.
This is Roberts trying to salvage the situation. He's going to have to go hero mode.
Got him.
He's going to have to take some bodies and finish this out himself.
Yeah, so pulling it out after losing 2 on the break. That penalty definitely saved them. The penalties on this field really, really make a change in the overall play.
That field is empty, and Roberts is going to walk it in for buzzer push. That is exactly what Distortion needed.
Yep.
Bringing it back to 1-3 makes this a manageable match. Roberts looking around for a ref to check him, but I guess the refs. We're now on the trust. We're now on sportsmanship and trust.
A little late there.
Yeah. He's like, I'm good. All right, I'll just go now. Thanks. Paintball, a game notable for its honor and sportsmanship.
Totally.
All right, the tighter match over here. Shut up, we're trying down by 1 point. Again, 9.5 minutes on the clock. That's really not an issue yet. So your coaches don't have to do anything stupid yet. It's when you see the clock grind down to nothing that your coaches have to start going, hey, what the hell? This is all I got. Good luck.
I don't think any of these teams are sweating anything right now.
No.
This is very much still a game for any of them.
And we're not sweating it because we're sitting in a shaded booth sponsored by Committed Paintball. All right. BR on your left, pretty standard breakout.
1 down for shut up.
BR's getting a check. He's going to be out. There's going to be a
penalty.
minor. BR's going to lose their snake side. 3 players left.
But lucky for them that they didn't pull that inside tower out. When they pull that guy on the penalty, that shifts that point.
It could have been,
way more.
Yeah, you're right. It could have been much worse.
2 more down for shut up. We're trying. So it looks like
Kill
it's
3.
Yep.
DR Factory up 3-2.
Oh, and so looks like that tower somehow looking on the wire missed that move.
Nice snake drop back. That's Aaron Rios.
1 on 3. Shut up or try and lose their D side.
Yeah, again, they're calling story time over here for BR Factory. They want to kill clock. There's a good chance they're going to go up 3-1. Shut up or try and player here in the snake. Trying to come up with answers.
So definitely a turn of events here on the team that typically gets the penalty. Is not typically the one that wins on this field.
Yeah. So shut up, we're trying player here, trapping the snake. He's looking for answers. This is where you're doing a little bit of puzzle solving. I'm not sure there's many solutions to this puzzle.
Nope.
Once they know you're there and you're trapped in the snake, and that's it.
Now, at all the bunkers there, that would be the one to have to dig someone out of a little bit more, but there's not really much to do there.
You've opened up an opportunity for me to talk about my most hated bunker on this entire field, and that would be the baby Dorito in the snake corner.
Yeah.
And what's wildly frustrating to me is in down body situations, you're a paintball player, I'm barely a paintball player, your instinct is to spread wide, right? Save the field.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen so many players like, oh, we've got 2 bodies left, I'm going to go wide. And they end up in that baby Dorito, and it's just a trapdoor to a pit of hell. It is just the worst place to be on this field.
The only benefit that I can see out of doing that is to hide and watch the buzzer.
Yeah, if you think you can go landmine mode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they got to come all the way around you if you're tucked back, just watching the buzzer, let them bunker you. It's just you're going to grind down the clock, and it's not the time for that on either of these matches right now.
All right, TPCREW with a nice lead here, 3-1, 9.5 on the clock.
Oh, with Unger running up to the tower in the middle. Oh, it looks like he got that Dorito shot. Looked like he missed it, but
5 alive. That's Raphael switching from the snake to the inside. First Crew player walking off the field, though, from the Dorito side. 4-on-4. There's a flag. I'm not sure which way that's going.
Who's running off?
It looks like refs are pulling a TPPCREW player. Oh, Raphael's going to get picked out of that middle. Here's an opportunity for WYLDSIDE.
Looks like he made it in there clean. Is it a 3-on-2 here? Oh, look, another, is that TPP walking off over on that D side? So hard to tell with their jerseys.
Yeah, identical jerseys. Rios here into the snake. You can tell he's trying to decide, should I go into defense mode or see if I can push the snake? I think he's choosing defense mode.
Yeah, they're in a position where they should try to get one more kill before they start looking for hunting mode. With 8:30 left, 8:20, still a lot of game to play.
We got WYLDSIDE in that 50 Dorito. That home player for TPPCREW is going to get awfully uncomfortable here in a second.
Oh, yeah. He needs to stay on that side. And it looks like Distortion is just fine playing this slow and letting them make the mistake.
Nice move into the snake by Distortion. There it is. Home gets blown up. That leaves Rios all on his own trying to figure this one out. He's got a Dorito runner. He takes him.
He got him.
Oh, and takes one to the wrist.
Wow. Once again, now being there at the end, and that snake brick is not the place to be.
No. Well, give credit to that last Crew player. He did a pretty darn good job picking out that last Dorito runner. Just couldn't win that last gunfight. All right, WYLDSIDE Distortion clawed back into this one, 2-3. Yep. It's a huge shift from where they were a couple minutes ago at 0-3. All right, shut up, we're trying. It's got to come out with something here. Down 3-1, not insurmountable, especially with that much time on the clock.
Let's see if they can run another aggressive point up the middle and just not get the penalty this time.
So the middle of this field, at least what I'm seeing, is it's a real risk reward. You can it's not that hard to get up to it. Mm-hmm. You can set up some traps and really control the tapes. But if you don't control the tapes and they manage to get upfield on you, then you are dead in that middle. It is not a place you want to be when the tape lines start getting pushed.
Yeah, a lot of the more experienced, higher trust teams seem to be playing that middle a little better than the newer teams. Oh, there's a penalty on BR.
Shut up for trying up to that S2, up the middle into the stand-up wedge. Now they're spreading wide from the home. There's
5-on-3.
Yeah, 5-on-3, and they got the push. Last piece of the puzzle is to get into this snake. Oh, Snake Tower going to take her walk out for BR Factory. Shut up, you're trying going into Wolfpack mode now. We're starting to see pushes up the middle, up the Dorito side. And that's it.
Yep, bringing it back in. Both of these sets here, bringing it back together.
Nice work. I think that's Vasquez who's going to walk it in and hit the buzzer. No, he's already got a teammate in front of him. There we go. Assuming clean, we're back to a 2-3 game. 6:42 on the clock. All right, can I say for WYLDSIDE Distortion, this is almost going to sound like an insult, but TPPCREW has been so dominant this weekend. To have this match at 2-3 is very, very good. And WYLDSIDE is obviously a very, very good team. Someone's finally challenging TPPCREW.
Yeah. Yeah, WYLDSIDE, they just have a great coach, a great line of guys that know how to follow coaching. These guys, I would say, are some of the more disciplined players. And on a field like this, discipline is going to win. Can you execute the plan your coach gives you? Can you execute the job when you're on a field? A weird, unconventional field like this really, really demands discipline. There we go, double up to that inside tower.
Distortion 5 alive. The step player, Distortion player playing that little shadow pocket and then bails out into the snake. Great play.
Haven't seen that play too much on the games I've watched, but
nobody was doing it earlier in the weekend, and it's now starting to be a thing that pops up occasionally.
Oh, TPP. Or no, Distortion there getting shot out of that snake god. But with Unger staying on this cut, with them having this snake,
I believe that's
can.
I believe that's Hogue in the snake for Distortion.
And there goes a TPP player.
TPP up to snake 3. He's looking through the middle, hunting. He's actually backed off the bunker. I think he's looking for something to kill on the Dorito side. Roberts has switched off of the snake side. He's now locked onto the Dorito side. That frees up this TPPCREW to be a little bit more adventurous.
Yep. See, no one's really looking over here. Let's see, he notices.
Hogue slides up to S2, looking on the inside.
He's going to cut through the middle into their snake 3. Did he stop there? Oh, he stopped at his snake 3 there.
Roberts is under a ton of pressure in that snake tower.
Oh, and there they go. They just got the
D1.
Distortion D1.
So I believe that just leaves these two Distortion. There's going to be a highway run. No one's looking.
Oh, and he missed the snake player.
So it's a trade, and a trade is perfectly fine. It could have been better. It could have been a total bonanza.
Home for TPP just gets taken out. Looks like just one left.
So we've got Barron still over in that Dorito for WYLDSIDE.
Oh,
that tower's going to go.
Oh, there was 2. Yep. There's the penalties again.
There it is. Distortion should be tying this up 3-3. I don't believe there's any TPP left to oppose them.
And bringing it all the way back. And this is where these guys play really good paintball.
By the way, I always feel like that when there's nobody shooting back at you and you're at like crossing the 50s, it's such a nerve-wracking time of the game because you're like, oh man, I know I'm just going to step right out into a gun waiting for me.
Yeah, especially on this field, you can't see anything.
This middle cluster of stand-up wedges is a huge vision blocker. You're right, Phil. It's really hard to see what's going on.
It almost separates it into 2 games, which if you, as a newer team coming together, that communication across the field like this is so critical, yet so difficult. So you can be communicating on one side, but you're functioning as 2 teams.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to do that, you can't even see your teammates across the field. And so you really feel like you're on an island. You're really listening for the guns and trying to watch lanes.
Even worse, if you're on the opposite side of the field from your pit, you can have teammates walk off from the other side of the field and never even see it happen. And you have no idea how many teammates are dropping.
Yep. So it really comes down, I think the teams that have been together the longest, regardless of the skill level of player, seem to be doing better as they are able to come into this unconventional field. Double up the middle, pushing the center again, recognizing that that's definitely working for them.
Counter move by Shut Up We're Trying. It's
Yep.
going to be a clean trade.
And Shut Up We're Trying definitely seems to recognize that, that's their play and they need to have an answer for it. And now 2 BR players down.
2 more Shut Up We're Trying players walking off, though. This is turning into an early bloodbath.
Still no one really dying on the break that much. A lot of useless lanes.
I think that's Joey DiPolita sliding up into that D1 for Bear Ridge Factory. Bear Ridge also going to take the snake from the snake corner.
Now, this is where we saw the pros can sit in these bunkers here and live here for a long time. Whereas I haven't seen that happening too much on the divisional fields. Easier to dig them out or less discipline.
Yeah.
Where you watch teams like Damage sit in these bunkers and stay there for several minutes. Very hard to dig out, whereas the other team's not willing to make the mistake even to run up here like Povo here to take that bite and that gamble. Where we're seeing that a lot here in the divisional fields where there's a little bit more antsy players, a little bit quicker, willing to take those risks. And I haven't seen that watching the pro games.
I think you nailed it on the head when you talk about discipline. One of the distinguishing factors as you slide up the scale from D5, 4, 3, 2, semi-pro to pro is discipline. Coaches can give players assignments, and they'll go do those assignments, and they'll do exactly what they're told. They obviously, at the pro level, those players are smart enough to figure out some tactical solutions on the fly, but they'll also go to a thing and do a thing that they're told to do. Where, by the way, webcasting D5, which we do here occasionally, there's going to be some D4 playoff action here coming up. It's actually, in some ways, more entertaining.
Yeah.
I know watching the pros, you're like, there's so much on the line, it's entertaining. You watch D5, and it's just, there's just so much more craziness going on. Yeah. Hey, thanks to PittsburghPaintballSupply.com. They're doing their JT Mastodon goggle drop this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. They may not have any left. But yeah. By the way, I come from the hero ball period of paintball many, many years ago. We were never disciplined.
Oh, no. No. I played those days as well. It's chaos and bloodshed.
Looks like 5 alive for TPPCREW. Game all tied up, 4.5 on the clock. First player walking off for Crew.
And one walking off for Distortion there.
Crew loses their snake tower.
And Distortion loses their Dorito Mini. Looks like another one walking off over there. Can't tell who.
Crew into the D1. So they got both corners and they're home. Widespread. Here's interesting. Are they going to go defensive? Nope. They choose to go offensive. They're into the snake. That's 0-0 Taurus. Wildside up to the S4, putting pressure on that home.
So it's a 4-on-3 situation here, it looks like. Is that right? Distortion up. They have 4 here.
I see another player walking off the backside, though.
Yeah, that was a TPP from the Dorito side.
Okay, just making the long route.
Yep.
Torres looking cross, trying to slow down the Dorito. So there is a snake tower hot for Wildside Distortion. He's not looking into the snake, though. Torres has the opportunity. I think he can start making bumps up this snake.
No one is looking at the snake over here.
No. Not the home. Maybe a Dorito is looking that way, but nothing.
Nope, their Dorito is not.
They're losing something over there for Wildside on the Dorito side. There it is. Another player walking off. Torres certainly has an opportunity now.
And this may be where they really start to have that discipline and take less risks, try to even up the bodies.
Yeah, look at the clock, though. If you're the Wildside coach and you think that you're on the verge of losing this, you need to towel out. I'm not saying they're there yet, but if TPPCREW wins this, there's only, say, a minute and a half on the clock. I mean, as a coach of WYLDSIDE, I'm not saying you're there yet, and you've got hope here with, I believe that's Hogue in the S4, but he's got to do some damage soon.
Yep. Yeah, I think that they're in a better situation right here if they can identify. Oh, and the turn away right at the wrong time. Oh, there's that bounce shot from D1.
That's it. You got to towel out of this if you're the WYLDSIDE coach. I think you have one player left alive. You've got to save
They
that
got
time.
two. They got
two. Okay.
Yeah, Snake, Brick, and now looks like Unger moved over
the
to
mini
the
temple.
Dorito Mini Temple.
Yeah, you're correct. We're at 2 minutes. I guess I'm a little antsy with the toweling out here because whichever team loses this point, they're desperately going to need time left on the clock.
Yeah, so now is probably the time to do that for sure. Distortion can definitely come back and tie it up in a minute and a half. So he's going to let him play it.
You never know. A miracle could happen, but I don't like the odds in this one, and there it is.
No, not a 3-on-1 there.
Now you definitely have to towel it. Why are they not toweling it?
Yeah, interesting.
There it is.
There we go. So minute 20, we're going to see a pretty wild move here from the Distortion guys this next match, or this next point.
I think with a minute 20, you're not forced into instantly off the break racing upfield. You can spread and try to get a couple kills, but at about say the 40-second mark, I better not see one of my players on their knees or dug in. They better be running.
And that'll really come down to if Iannucci's okay with going to overtime, or if he's going to play to win.
I think we're on a little bit of a technical timeout while the refs reinflate some of the bunkers, do a little bit of field maintenance. Thanks again to CommittedPaintball.com for sponsoring this. CommittedPaintball.com for all your needs that are not sold out, and unfortunately they're all sold out from Committed sells out of everything. I think it's some kind of long-term psychological experiment to get people to just click refresh on a browser.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing some kind of Yale study with storm chasers.
Well, the psychology of sales.
Yeah.
You need this.
And there's not many of them available.
Yep.
And by the way, there's a chance to not that I'm recommending it, chance to resell your twister for more money. That's a motivation for some of these people.
What a funny thing.
Psychological sales you're talking about. There is a shift in this. There's a bit of a shift in the sport into kind of a collector mode.
Yeah.
And it occurred largely during COVID when a lot of us were trapped at home, and people started bidding on everything on eBay. And there's now collector markets for all sorts of things that didn't exist just a few years ago.
Oh yeah, all the autocockers are coming out of storage.
Yep. Big spread by Shut Up, We're Trying. They're going to lose their snake corner and their Dorito and their tower.
3 down right away.
Oh, dear God, this is falling apart. BR Factory can lock it down and just kill the clock now if they want to.
Took a different approach into the middle this time on BR Factory.
They were up 5-2.
Yep, and that middle runner up to that middle wedge on their side has a really good cut shot out this way. May have been the one that put a lot of pressure on those guys.
Did a lot of damage early to Shut Up, We're Trying. Never had a chance to come back, so they're going to drop down by a couple points. So we're going to see TPPCREW, WYLDSIDE, Distortion coming back in. Distortion down by 1 point, minute 20 seconds. What do you think we're going to see?
I think they're going to come out pushing pretty hard. Distortion can do it. They got that discipline. They got that coaching. We'll just see if they can make it to those bunkers, because if they're going to push wide, fast right away, they're going to risk that. Versus if they're going to try to play in the pocket and take those secondary bites.
For TPPCREW, I don't think I've seen them go into full-on lockdown, sit and grind the clock mode yet this weekend. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Crew attack this field as if they need to win a point. I'm sure they're capable of defense. I just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to play defense against Distortion. They're going to come at you.
And I always think advantage attacker. Until you cross that line into crazy attacking where you're risking getting penalties and it all coming apart on you, and you're making, uncontrolled decisions. With a minute 20 on the clock, I don't think you're forced to do that kind of attacking yet. But
no, I think that what I would probably do here is send a guy up the middle, and then try to get out to one of the wire 50s. You don't have to attack much past that, but you're in a position to do it. If Distortion can get a guy up the middle into one of these 50 bricks, they're going to be in a power spot. It's just if they're going to be able to get there against TPP's laners and they're locked down. If they get there and they start to cause some chaos, really we'll see the discipline of TPP if they're going to be able to hold that.
Well, here we go. They got a minute 21 to figure it out. They lose their first body.
Down. See, there they go up the middle.
There's your run.
And,
oh, no, it doesn't end well. Losing another player behind them. If Distortion thinks they can win 2 points, you maybe towel out of this one again.
They got 2 TPP players walking off, though. So
okay, there's hope.
3 on 2, and they're attacking.
We're at the minute mark. That's not going to work. He's going to take a walk.
But another TPP down, so it's a 1-on-2 situation.
Okay. At this point, if you're the coach of Distortion, you got to let it run.
Yeah.
Oh, he does not agree with me.
No, because now we're going to see a full court press from Distortion.
Distortion coach waiting for me to open my big fat mouth.
The announcer curse.
Mentally hit the towel, making me look like a fool. I'm sorry. All right, well, they're going to put themselves in a I mean, it's pretty tough. They're going to be down by 2 points with 47 seconds on the clock. I think the shortest game I've seen on this field has been 25 seconds.
So it's possible.
It's at 1 point, no, absolutely. 40-something seconds, absolutely. 2 points, I don't know about that one.
We're not in a good spot for them.
No. All right, on the flip side, also not in a good spot. Shut Up, We're Trying versus BR Factory. BR Factory, 4 minutes and 42 seconds. That's plenty of time. Shut Up, We're Trying needs to win this point. And they need to win it in a relatively, let's say, minute and a half is acceptable. A 3-minute point win by Shut Up, We're Trying is almost a loss. So got to do it fairly fast.
We'll see if they can pull out, if they can get all to their spots safe, they can get a BR death on the break, they're going to be in a better spot. Oh, and they got him. They got Snake. And they got 2.
You're right. I think they caught him on the pack going into the Snake.
Yep.
Refill into the Snake. That's brave when you just see your teammate die. It's not going to work.
So there's another one down. 3 down over there. So this is what Shut Up, We're Trying needed. And they're coming through.
Yeah, it doesn't work, though. He gets blown up by home.
There they go.
Just the home.
So 3 on 1. Let's see if they can slow it down now. And they're still on high pace. Like, they're not communicating that this is the situation. But this is where they need to have that control. Just get rid of this guy. Don't let him do anything crazy. Don't get any penalties.
It's the BR going to take a gamble of a run through, and he's not going to get that opportunity. All right, for Shut Up, Trying, that's exactly what they needed, a quick point. They're going to get this to 3-5 with just a little bit under 4 minutes on the clock. BR Factory was close to sighing in relief, but now they're right back on their they've got to start either lock it down or win another point to get that margin again. All right, do you like paintball? Do you like chaos? Well, you've come to the right place, my friend. It is NXL Sunday. We got 47 seconds for WYLDSIDE Distortion to score 2 points. Set your TV to maximum refresh because I don't expect to see any players standing still for WYLDSIDE on this one.
Nope, and I would be willing to bet that they have a play for this and that they're ready for it.
The bad news is even if the play works, then they better have a slightly different plan for the next one to win another point in 20 seconds.
5 guns up, going deep and wide.
Crew drop a player on the left. Here's the run through.
And that's exactly what they needed. See, no penalties. Get them.
Yeah. Oh, going to get hit by home. Home is still alive.
And they'll take it.
Wrong time to move. There's going to be a flagpole. It's going to be 25 seconds. Still possible. Like I said, I've already seen a 25-second game on this field this weekend.
And I would say that's exactly what I would have expected out of them.
Let's talk about the impossibility of that kind of thing happening, right? So any other sport, let's talk football. If in football you told the opposing coach, "Hey, my team has 20 seconds to score a touchdown. And essentially, this is how we have to attack it. Well, we're going to have to attack your defense by doing this, doing this, doing this. You're telling me there's no way you're going to win that touchdown. But in paintball, in these kind of situations, the opposing coach knows. They know they're going to be running through. This shouldn't work, but more often than not, it works. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think that the difference in paintball is the instantaneous switch between being the aggressor and the defender. In cases like that, what it looked like to me is that TPP was coming out as a defense, and they were expecting to hold.
Yeah.
And in my experience with that, it's not the stronger position. I probably would have known Distortion's going to come and do exactly what they did.
Right.
I would try to match them to some degree up the middle with aggression to stop that push.
Shouldn't logically, not as a paintball player, but just like you're a non-paintball player that's doing sports theory, shouldn't it be a huge advantage to the defender? Knowing what your team has to do, knowing that if I'm the defender, I don't have to take major risks with my players making major runouts. I'm probably going to have all 5 alive, and I get to know where you're coming from. It just shouldn't work, but it's amazing how often it works.
Yeah, and what we saw from Distortion there is they got both their wide gunners wide.
Yep.
We saw their snake guy run to the 50 shooting. That shouldn't be possible with against a defensive lineup where we're looking for that. But when they miss their lanes, there's nothing that you can do to stop that.
Right.
So to stop a move like that would have been to put someone also in the snake to stop this guy from continuing to come down, to look inside for a run through like that, because we know that that's what they're going to do.
It's coming. All right, shut up, we're trying to the left. We got 3.5 to come up with a couple points. Up the middle of the snake tower, pretty much expected. Now
and
up the
one
middle.
BR down.
You know what? That middle run by Shut Up, We're Trying was in the expectation of trading.
Oh, yeah.
He's not even going to get that opportunity.
And it looks like BR's in a little bit of a defensive mode here as well, which is a little bit early for that to be done.
Yeah.
We've seen here through this match that they do better when they push up the middle. And they didn't do it here. So
Shut Up, We're Trying has lost some bodies, though.
Looks like 2 or 3 left over there. 2 left on Shut Up, We're Trying.
Yeah.
Looks like 2, 3 left on BR Factory.
Yeah, Home, Snake, D2.
And this is where that home bunker needs to move out.
Yeah.
So
once Povo got here to this break and was ready to turn the corner, Shut Up, We're Trying coach said, I've seen enough. I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. There's not enough identification there, and that's one of the hardest things about this field is you can be in that D1 and that home, and you just can't see enough of the field to know that home needs to shift out to the God here. All right, so here's going to be some more chaos from WYLDSIDE. It's going to be a full court press, and if it were me, I would be matching it with TPP. I would be running straight at them. That's going to be the answer. If they try to defense hold this, it's not going to go well for them.
By the way, if I'm the ref crew, I'm going to put some bodies in the middle of the field, lay them down. You make sure that they penalize anything. It's
oh yeah.
Distortion lose their first body, flying up the middle of that right side 50.
And
it's not going to get any further.
Yep.
Lose the back player. Up to that D50. We're at 12 seconds. I think it might just be that D50 still is the only threat really left for WYLDSIDE.
Yep, and this will be the end. Outside of a major penalty.
I'd have to go back and look at the scores, but that may be one of the best challenges the TPPCREW has had so far this weekend.
Yep.
But congratulations, TPPCREW. The crowd is going wild. They have looked dominant. They've just punched their ticket off to the finals. Next field for them is going to be the pro field.
They definitely got some fans over here.
Congratulations. All right, Shut Up, We're Trying is going to need to stack 3 quasi-miracles back-to-back. They got 3 minutes to score 3 points. Miracle's probably overstating it. It's certainly doable. We've seen some pretty close to 3.3-minute situations. But
I think it's going to come down to if they can get some bodies on the break. And then identify that.
It's break shooting.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if they can, in this case, what we'd call here is a bingo. We'd say we're going to bingo snake side or we're going to bingo Dorito side, and we're going to press that side. And you have to kind of ride or die by your gun. And if you don't get them, and here we go with BR doing the play that we know works for them.
Aggressive counter move. Shut up, we're trying is into the snake clean. Unfortunately, he doesn't know there's a tower waiting for him, and it's going to blow him up. I believe we're 5 alive for BR Factory.
And 2 Shut Up We're Trying players are walking off. So interesting move into the snake from Shut Up We're Trying into that snake 1, knowing that they've been pushing this middle.
Yeah,
the play there for me would have been either to go into the brick or go around the corner. Knowing that trying to climb around that snake 1, you have a high shot on you. And that's exactly what happened to them.
So are you advocating for going around the outside of the snake corner to get to that mini brick?
Yeah, in cases like this, I think you have to commit to that. It's too dangerous. The shot is the same going into that corner as it is to go into the snake 1 or the brick. The benefit of the corner is you're deep, right? So you're deep and you're straight versus coming at an angle towards, which is always from a laner's perspective, easier shot. So I would have gone deep. I would have sent him deep, probably gun up, because you're in a position now where you have to risk that. You get in there gun up and you can take the wrap shot around this Dorito corner or the snake corner Dorito and move yourself into the snake brick. And all while you're seeing if they're in the middle or you're seeing them if they're in the snake wedge here in the middle. So you kind of have to ride or die by your gun in that position, and you definitely can't be on your face, not with just a couple minutes down by 3.
I'm going to call that a genius observation because I had something similar earlier. So thanks for backing me up. I thought looking at this field, what I was going to see is some breakouts where players were going to go over slide, go ahead to that baby Dorito on the breakout, over slide it on purpose, and then crawl in the shadow of that mini brick. I've only seen 1 or 2 teams do it. It's worked each time, but nobody seems to be doing it. I've seen other layouts where teams did something like that on a pretty consistent basis.
Yeah, the pros are doing it. We were doing it at practice. Things change obviously a little bit. It's inches, between practice and the event field makes all the difference. But I can tell you that it's very hard to shoot that overslide and wrap on the Dorito from home or from the middle can. You have to be watching for it. You have to be tall. So whenever we would see someone running up to that middle can shooting Dorito side, we definitely can push around that the snake Dorito.
All right, Shut Up, we're trying in an awful situation, down by 4 points, 2.5. They lose their snake runner. First kill, though, for BR Factory, peeling off the field. Shut Up, we're trying, going to lose their mini temple. They're trying to push up the Dorito side, now in the middle. We're at the 2-minute mark. There's going to be a minor.
Just no excuse for that.
Shut Up, we're trying. Player stayed on the field just a little bit too long with a hit on him. The ref saw enough. That leaves just the Dorito 3 alive. And for insult, BR Factory is going to send a runner through to trade out.
Oof. So there's really not a situation here at this point where BR Factory loses this game.
No. And you can't even, in the prelims, you can make an argument for rolling out there, trying to get a bunch of points at least to help your point differential, maybe get your wild card.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
If I were Shut Up, we're trying. If I were BR, I would just let this one ride. Just let it time out.
Yeah, there's not much to be had by sticking around, by playing it out for Shut Up, we're trying.
Yeah.
I mean, this is incredibly small, but maybe treat it as a practice from here on out and just, practice breakouts.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's not they played well, right? They really don't need that practice. They're here. They're in semifinals.
Yep.
But BR, I would not hang this. There's just no point.
He hangs it with authority. He blows the buzzer right off the bunker.
And now you get to play another point. Yeah. You have to risk everybody before you're going to finals. You're already going to finals.
I'm not. Shut Up, we're trying is not going to do what I'm about to say, but Shut Up, we're trying has an option to just not even bother rolling out a squad on this one.
Yeah, the
refs are coming off the field as if that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah. I think that, from a sports medicine standpoint, which is what I do here, right?
Yep.
I would not risk my players at this point. I would be talking to my player. If I were the BR coach, I'd say, don't do that.
Well,
we got to move on to finals.
I think that's exactly what happened, because if you're looking at all the refs are peeling off the field, I suspect the Shut Up, we're trying coach just said to the head ref, we're pulling the plug on this one. There's no reason to play it out.
Yeah.
Well, that was good stuff. I quite enjoyed that. We're going to move this party over to the pro field here for the finals.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
Any last shout-outs?
Well, Miami Effect coming back. We got some learning to do, and we're excited to be here. Excited to be back. LaSoya's involved, and it's very cool to be a part of such a historical name. We got to come out a little better next time. And then mypropeptides.com, helping a lot of pros, helping a lot of players in general. Big thing in paintball is everyone gets hurt. Nobody likes the doctor.
I queued you up to say happy birthday to Chris LaSoya.
Oh, yeah, yesterday. Happy birthday, LaSoya. We took him out last night. So,
okay, good.
So
he didn't make it here today.
No, he's here. He should be. He may be over on the pro field for the finals on the webcast over there. So that dude's awesome. I love it. Definitely a guy that I grew up watching and learning from. So a great experience without the result we wanted.
Sure.
But that's paintball.
Yep.
This is an unconventional field. It was awesome to watch. Loved playing against Distortion. I mean, those guys are great guys. Love playing against Hinman guys with Collision. They both taught us a lesson. And that's a lesson that we won't forget soon. But both of those teams are so awesome. If I have to learn from anybody, it's those guys. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you again to Committed Paintball for sponsoring this. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with WNXL to decide who gets to move on to the finals. And thanks again for being with us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We'll be back in a couple minutes.